Hello everybody and welcome to the new mech for April 2019. We're looking at a new Innisphere 100 tonner, the Marauder II, not to be confused with the Clan Marauder 2C, which itself is also an assault mech but is lighter because it's an upgrade of the Marauder, which this is also an upgrade of the Marauder, but it's like a Wolf's Dragoons upgrade of it. It's very confusing. This was one of Wolf's Dragoons' original designs. They contracted with Blackwell Industries in the early 3000s to create the Marauder II, and it was a mech that was exclusive to the Wolf's Dragoons for quite a while before they eventually allowed several pre-approved buyers such as Miller's Marauders and Barber's Marauder IIs, hence the name of their unit, to purchase small numbers of them from Blackwell Industries. So as such, it's basically an structured, up-weaponed version of the standard Marauder, so it keeps the PPCs and the two medium lasers, but the big change here was swapping out the AC5 in favour originally of having a LB10, which is what you see here in the 5A. In the earlier books that were produced, the 5A was the Wolf's Dragoons version that was using a bit of lost tech, ER PPCs instead of standard PPCs for instance, and it had an XL engine, which obviously wasn't as readily available, and that's why you had the 4A, which was the lower tech version that swapped out the LB for a large laser on the top and had a standard engine and no ER PPCs, standard PPCs with that. I decided to go with the original Wolf's Dragoons version, as would have been seen in the Innisphere when they first arrived, having them built. These things are pretty damn powerful. It's not a huge amount of weaponry for a 100-ton mech. What it actually has is just a crap load of armour, but it's a very manoeuvrable 100-tonner in the fact that it has 3 heavy jump jets that allow it to, in MechWarrior Online, hop a little bit. On tabletop, that was quite scary to have a 100-tonner that could leap a few hexes and get behind a target, especially if it was engaging another assault mech, for instance. It could just jump behind it and fire its weapons into the back of the mech, made it very effective. In MechWarrior Online, I would probably remove the jump jets. I kept them on just because that's part of the build, but I imagine it would be better to free up some tonnage because they weigh about 2 ton each, the jump jets for these mechs. So you get about 6 ton back, which you can use for other things. The other thing to note is that a lot of these have standard heat sinks to start with, a lot of them, but the problem is we all know, even with one of the other patches not too long ago, slightly improving single heat sinks, doubles are still the way to go. It also doesn't come with endo steel, it has a standard structure as well. So if you do want to free up extra tonnage, it is entirely possible to do so. XL engine is a bit of a problem with it, as XL engines have always been a problem with big assault mechs, but yeah, I swapped it out for a light fusion because the free weight was there, and I needed to use it up just to keep the standard build with double heat sinks and such. There's actually a lot of extra weight, but not many critical slots left to put equipment. So it was a bit of a struggle actually to get this up to 100 ton without having to go completely overboard. So I think this has a light fusion 350. I think it was at the beginning of the video, but as I always say in the preview window here, it's impossible to see those tiny details. I skilled the crap out of it. If you put the speed tweak on with that size engine, you can get this up to about just shy of 61 kph, which is pretty damn good for a 100 tonner. And yeah, combined with the jump jets, just get a tiny bit more manoeuvrability. Heat-wise, it's still a bitch. It's still horrible. It will overheat very quickly in the standard build. You will probably want to change out those ER PPCs for probably something like Snub Nose, maybe, if you do want to keep the PPCs. Or just go with something a bit more woobby, large pulse lasers, that kind of thing, whatever works for you really. Obviously there are other versions of this. I believe there is an apocryphal variant that does come with ballistics. Most of the others are variations on a theme. The LB10 swapped up for a Gauss rifle in one version with some ERs and AMS systems and stuff. But it largely sticks to a theme of the standard 75 ton Marauder. Just think of it as being a much bigger, heavier version of it, essentially. It's a shame that, obviously, aesthetically, they've gone with the Marauder II from the later books as a design. I think that was a bit of a shame. I would have loved to have seen the original Marauder II look, which was a bit cooler, I think. But, yeah, it's nice. Animations are very pretty. Another thing to note about this one is there were 2 ways of obtaining this pack. Either you pre-ordered MechWarrior 5, in which you already obtained it, or you could buy it separately. Because I have a pre-order for MechWarrior 5, I got this version. Although, again, I suspect I've been given the entire pack. I'll have to look into this. I only bought the base version of the MechWarrior 5 pre-order, and I seem to have gotten everything. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I did like the touch of the Zeta Battalion decal. That was nice, because that's how I painted the mech in camo black, because that's how they have all of their mechs for Wolves Dragoons, so that was cool. And yeah, it's a powerful mech. It's a 100-ton assault. There's not much wrong with any of the 100-tonners in MechWarrior Online, both Clan and Sphere. They're all pretty solid. If you haven't picked this up, it's probably worth it if you're an assault player. Lots of flexibility there. It's very, very, very tanky. Comes with a crap ton of armor at the start. It's virtually full armored anyway. And yeah, you can get up to a pretty high speed if you're willing to sacrifice a bit of firepower. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time. Bye!